When the guns fell silent on the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918, the world sighed relief that its bloodiest war was finally over and prayed that it would never happen again. People rejoiced in peace, celebrated their survival, and turned to mourning their dead. The First World War left a large hole in the fabric of Canada. At the time, we numbered a mere 8 million people, yet nearly 620,000 served in the Canadian forces. Of that number, more than 66,000 gave their lives, and another 172,000 plus were wounded. Nearly 1 in every 10 Canadians who fought in the war did not return. And those who did carried with them the physical and emotional scars of a terrible 4 years spent in a muddy hell. The impact of the First World War, not only on those who served, but on their families and friends, was so wounding to the national psyche that every year we still pause to remember Canada's war dead at the very moment that the guns fell silent almost 100 years ago. For generations, people have gathered at memorials and cenotaphs or paused wherever they found themselves in silent prayer as the clock strikes 11 a.m. on Remembrance Day. But why does Canada still remember? So many years, so far removed from the war to end all wars. Because there was another war after that, the Second World War, in which Canadians once again distinguished themselves, but also suffered tremendous losses. Although the death toll did not eclipse that of the Great War, the survivors, nearly 1 million men and women, still bore the scars of that bloody conflict, and Canadians once again mourned their dead. And the Korean War followed that, and it became evident that the prayers of our fathers and mothers and grandparents wouldn't be answered, that war would continue to affect Canada and Canadians, and brave Canadians would continue to die in the service of their country. In the 21st century, war has taken on a different character, but it is no less war, and no less damaging to those who fight it, and to those who are at home affected by it. Canadians mourned publicly as our honored dead were brought home from Afghanistan, and opened their arms to the proud Canadian Forces members and their families, those who returned, embedding the spirit of remembrance in yet another generation. Canada remembers because there are still conflicts, heroic men and women who go to war for the benefit of Canada and for the rest of the world, and some are lost. Would that this did not happen, but until the last war is fought, lest we forget.